Chapter 9, 107, Interacting with Song Clan. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Compared to the first time when Fang Yuan joined Northern Plains Zombie Alliance, it was much easier this time to join Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance. Originally, Fang Yuan was afraid that his identity would get exposed. After all, there were several rank 8 immortal zombies guarding Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance. Because of this, Fang Yuan had used the light of wisdom in Hu Immortal Blessed Land and expended a large number of star thoughts to fuse Star Mark Immortal Goo into the killer move Vaguely Familiar Face. With each strength, change form, and Star Mark, 3 Immortal Goo as the cores, it was much more realistic when Fang Yuan transformed into a Star Path, Goo Immortal, or a Star Path Desolate Beast. But this time, when he joined Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance, Fang Yuan did not see a single rank 8 Goo Immortal. Even the inspection towards his Xingxiang Sea identity was only a formality. The reason for this, other than the busy schedule of rank 8 Goo Immortals, should be that Shark Demon has a high status in Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance. Living Goo Immortals cannot become higher-ups of Zombie Alliance. The reason should be because Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance has a huge force. It has enough confidence in Foundation. Fang Yuan analyzed secretly. 7 days later, BC. Countless bee groups emerged from the water, landing on the boat flowers floating on the sea. During May in Eastern Sea, the surface of BC would have ripples that carried countless boat flowers that floated over. These flowers were in vibrant colors. They were as large as small boats. They were like scrolls that spread out in the sea of flowers. BC was a sea area that was connected to Flower Sea. There were large numbers of water bees living in BC. This special type of bee could only fly temporarily. They were more skilled at swimming in the sea freely. During May each year, countless boat flowers would flow along with the waves, arriving at BC area. It was the only opportunity for the water bees to collect nectar. In the air of this sea, Fang Yuan, Shark Demon, and the others got into a formation as they underwent an intense negotiation with Song Clan's Goo Immortals. Eventually, after 30 minutes, the two sides came to an agreement after coming to terms. Song Yishi and the others no longer pursued Xingxiangzi's wrongdoings. Even though Xingxiangzi did not do it on purpose, it was still a mistake. Not only did he have to apologize, he even had to compensate Song Yishi 600 Immortal Essence Stones. Xingxiangzi could not pay everything in one go, so he could have 6 installments for it. He could pay 100 Immortal Essence Stones first, followed by 120 on the second installment, and 140 Immortal Essence Stones on the third. According to the agreement, if he were to pay in batches, Fang Yuan would definitely make greater losses. Thus, after they came to an agreement, Fang Yuan borrowed a sum of Immortal Essence Stones from Tai Bai Yunsheng and Shark Demon, getting a total of 600 and passing it to Song Yishi. Song Yishi's expression was dark. She received these Immortal Essence Stones as she stared at Fang Yuan angrily. She said coldly, "Apologize." Fang Yuan was a person who could give in if needed to. He smiled bitterly and apologized earnestly. "I did not intend to offend Fairy Yishi, to have angered a beauty. I truly deserve death. Please forgive me." "Then why don't you go and die?" Song Yishi interjected. Fang Yuan smiled bitterly. "If I had seen Fairy Yishi's body fully, I would deserve to die 1,000 deaths. But Fairy should know, the mist in the hot spring is thick. You also used an isolation immortal killer move. How could I see anything?" Song Yishi snorted. She was extremely clear of the situation then. She had no defenses set up at the bottom of the volcano. How could she have any immortal killer move? Even if there was mist, Song Yishi had gotten rid of them in advance. She did not like to have her vision obstructed. But Song Yishi did not argue against Fang Yuan's bullshit. Even if this lecherous and shameless old man had seen her entire body, Song Yishi had to deny it and refuse to acknowledge it. The 2 Goo Immortals from Song Clan had a dazed expression. They even secretly pitied this Xingxiangzi. Fang Yuan had explained it clearly. The truth was, after this matter was exposed, Song Clan had inspected Li Clan village thoroughly. This undercurrent had only been formed in the last few years, and because Song Yishi did not inspect the bottom of her volcano clearly, Such a loophole was formed. Xing Xiangzi only took a look, and because of the thick mist, he could not see anything, but he had to compensate 600 immortal essence stones. This was simply too much of a price to pay. In the end, it was all because Song clan was a super force with a large foundation. If Xing Xiangzi offended anyone else, it would have been fine. But he actually looked at Song Yishe. Even though she herself was not an issue, she was backed by the first supreme elder of Song clan, Song Qi Yuan. If not for Shark Demon negotiating in this matter on behalf of Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance, if not for Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance being stronger than Song clan, Fang Yuan would not have been able to pay merely 600 immortal essence stones to settle this matter. Xing Xiangzi, even though this matter is over, I don't want to see you appear in front of me ever again, Song Yishe said harshly before flying away. The other two Gu immortals from Song clan had a milder attitude. They cupped their fists politely. Lord Shark Demon, Lady Subai Man, farewell. Take care, Shark Demon replied. At this point, the incident was resolved. Shark Demon invited Fang Yan and Tai Bai Yun Sheng to Shark Sea again as guests. But Fang Yuan rejected him. He told Shark Demon that he wanted to see if there were any lucrative missions in Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance that could make use of his expertise in order to earn immortal essence stones and settle his debt. Shark Demon sensed Fang Yuan's dejection and consoled him, saying that Zombie Alliance had a loose structure and would not restrict his freedom. Fang Yuan's acting was on point. He made Shark Demon believe that he was really a lone cultivator that was very bent on having freedom. Since Fang Yuan rejected them, Shark Demon and Subai Man did not force him. This couple also needed time to prepare for the next invasion of Yulu Blessed Land, Nian. After parting with Shark Demon, Fang Yuan actually took some deduction missions from Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance. He was a vigilant person. He had to finish the act. He would not leave flaws in such details. Fang Yuan had a mission token and an information path mortal goo for communication. It was easy to accept missions. He did not need to head to Undying Kingdom Blessed Land personally. In fact, Fang Yuan did not intend to enter Undying Kingdom Blessed Land personally ever again. After all, there were rank 8 immortal zombies staying on guard there. Against such great experts, even though Fang Yuan had the killer move vaguely familiar face, he was not confident in it. Even though I spent 600 immortal essence stones, as long as I can get into Northern Plains Zombie Alliance successfully, it will be worth it. Now I have to wait for Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance to release some missions regarding Northern Plains. For example, information collecting in Northern Plains, or a mission to inspect the Northern Plains branch of Zombie Alliance. Fang Yuan planned. Fang Yuan's plan was going very smoothly. At this point, he just needed to wait. Next, Fang Yuan used fixed immortal travel and returned to Hu Immortal Blessed Land. He and Tai Bai Yun Sheng parted ways. He used landscape as before to pave the way and make friends in Eastern Seas, Gu Immortal World. Using the light of wisdom, Fang Yuan spent a short amount of time to finish all of the deduction missions that he had taken from Eastern Sea Zombie Alliance. If it was in the past, these deduction missions would have taken him much of the month, but now Fang Yuan only used several days. Fang Yuan was gradually feeling his wisdom path attainment increasing. In the 500 years of his previous life, he had undergone turmoil, torture, glory, falling from grace. All of these had turned him into a strategist. He was adept at plotting against people. This made Fang Yuan very compatible with the cultivation of wisdom path. Furthermore, with a high-quality wisdom path inheritance and the rank 9 wisdom gu, could Fang Yuan's wisdom path not improve drastically? After completing these missions, Fang Yuan did not turn them in. This speed was too shocking. It was not on the level of attainment that he had revealed to them. As for the immortal essence stones that Fang Yuan owed Tai Bai Yun Sheng and Shark Demon, he was not worried. Fang Yuan could choose not to pay back the debt to Tai Bai Yun Sheng. As for Shark Demon, he could return it in a few days' time. Guts Gu had greater demand than supply. It was still selling like hotcakes. His other businesses were also progressing smoothly. Even though he had caused the 4 sources of revenue in Starform Blessed Land to be damaged when he relocated it, Fang Yuan's monthly profits still reached 1,000 immortal essence stones. But in spite of this, Fang Yuan still lacked money. Be it the reform and star form blessed land, or the refinement of star thought immortal goo, they needed funds, huge amounts of funds. Other than that, there was also the feeding of immortal goo. Fang Yuan needed to feed the large number of immortal goo that he had. If they died from hunger, his loss would be too great. Finding lifespan goo, re-educating Fang Zhong, interrogating the captives, building the fourth Fang Yin stone nest, improving his immortal killer moves, learning new wisdom path techniques for the next invasion of Yulu blessed land, buying goo worms, buying strength path desolate beasts and desolate plants, buying the experience and knowledge of nurturing hairy men, investigating the spring dream fruit tree. All of these matters were complicated. Fang Yuan needed to settle them. Even though the immortal zombie body did not require the rest ordinary humans needed, Fang Yuan still felt that he had insufficient time. Fang Yuan understood his own predicament clearly. One day, the fact that he was the culprit behind the collapse of 88 True Yang building would be exposed. He had to use this period of time to grow as much as he could, to get rid of the weaknesses that he had. Fang Yuan would love to split up his time, or even split himself into two and work. While he was busy with his tasks, Fang Yuan also observed the situation in the outside world. He put less focus on Western Desert and Southern border. Central continent was still being affected by the refinement path convention's lingering effect. As for Northern Plains, after old ancestor Shahu defeated Yao Huang and Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu, there appeared to be peace and quiet. But Fang Yuan had joined the battle to defend Longya. He knew that old Lord Kan Yang and the other Central Continent investigators were here. Thus, even though Northern Plains seemed calm, Fang Yuan could feel the intense undercurrents stirring in the dark. As for Eastern Sea, the current most popular news was about Song Clan and other superforces fighting for the control of Ascending Heaven Plane. A few days later, Western Desert. Fang Yuan changed his appearance and did a transaction with Zhao Clan's Gu Immortal. These are the goods this time, check them. Fang Yuan took out the regretful spiders. This time, the Zhao Clan Gu Immortal was Zhao Shirang. He had a stable personality and was quite wise. He was known as Zhao Clan's brains and brawn duo along with Zhao Huqi. Zhao Shirang inspected it and nodded in satisfaction. There are no issues. Take this. He tossed a sum of immortal essence stones towards Fang Yuan. But now was different. Other than immortal essence stones, there was also a token and an information path mortal goo. This was Zhao Clan's transaction token.